pretty good second quarter. You guys played something that really set you up for that victory.
Yeah, look, I thought the first half in particular, I thought we started really well, and then the second quarter sort of got control of the game, and I think we came in about 40-odd points up at half-time. So, yeah, it was important for us after last week, which was a really good and solid win up in Sydney. It was to come back home, and we were disappointing last time we were here, and certainly our focus was to A, get a good start, and B, play some of the footy that we want to consistently stand for. Was it pleasing you didn't have some people might think you might have a letdown playing the Suns after obviously a massive win against Sydney the week before? No, I was pretty confident we were in a position to have a letdown, given we've been sort of a bit up and down with some of our form, and it was good to go to back-to-back wins, and obviously we've got a month at home now, another 3 games coming up at home, which is going to be important for us. How's the skipper going? Yeah, he was good. Look, that was probably a bit my decision, to be honest. I mean, they spoke to me at half time and said he was a bit tight, and for me it was just take no risk with him, and that was potentially one of the risks. You bring him back early, a bit underdone, and but we wait and see. We'll obviously scan that and see how it comes up.
You're always very keen on contested possessions. You did that well tonight.
Yeah, look, I thought first half we were really good. We sort of wavered a little bit in the last half, and to Gold Coast's credit, I thought in the third quarter they sort of got on top of us around the contest for a period, and that gave them a bit of field position and ability to score. So, but overall the numbers stacked up pretty well. Yeah.
If you look at your player list at the moment, you should get a few players back next week and certainly the week after.
Yep.
Yet you've got some very exciting young players like Galucci and so on who really deserve to keep their spot.
Yeah, and that's in one respect the downside of having some guys out is that obviously you miss some of your better players, but then the upside is you give opportunity to guys like Jordan, Miles, Paholke. It's good to see Knight back in. Obviously Duday stepped up as well. So I remember an old coach of mine said you've got to. You got to back in your youth because they always come in and give you something. It was good for Jordan tonight to build on his game last week. And again, it makes it a challenge for us at selection. We want to get guys who are in the team to hold their spot and other guys to come back in.
How's that obviously the injury this year to Brodie Smith? Wayne Miller has come in and played that half-back role for you, and that was his best game back yet. How did you see his performance?
Yeah, he was really good. I mean, he obviously generated a fair bit of ball for us, and we've trained him as a half-back this year, and when he first came into the side at the start of the year, we probably played him more as a half-forward, but just through circumstances he's been able to go back in the last 2 weeks, and he sort of found his feet there tonight, so that was a solid performance from Wayne.
Was that adjustment made purely with Brodie's injury, or was it something you noticed about Wayne in his first couple of seasons here that he might be better suited to a half-back role?
Well, we've sort of seen his running capacity, and we know he can. He's a good user of the footy, and he's got some good lateral movement. So we probably felt those attributes potentially were going to work for us off half-back. Basically, how we play, but also, and with Brodie being out, was one of those ones that's just sort of everything lined up to say, well, let's trial him as a back, and defensively he's really solid, and he gives us that run and bounce, which is saw tonight.
I thought with Miller, I thought his decision making may have been questionable the first couple of years, but this year it's been really good. Is that something you've worked on with him?
Oh, I think he's always sort of had that. I mean, you got to remember Wayne's a 25 game player. Mm. So when he first came in, it was like all young players, they come in and take a little time to adapt. And we've always felt he was a good decision maker, and he was good with ball in hand. And nights like tonight just help him with his belief and his confidence. And we'll look forward to seeing him continue to grow. He was a high draft pick for us and a guy that we were really excited to get in the program. And it was good for him to have a good game tonight.
What's the diagnosis on David McKay at the moment? He went off late.
Yeah, well, he didn't come on for the last quarter, and for us it was again it was a bit of stiffness and soreness, which for the state of the game was not one that we were going to take any risk on. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly whether it's high hip, glute, and that sort of area, but it was the messaging came up to me. It was like, well, he's a bit sore on that, and we'd prefer not to take any risks. So again, basically we comfortable the game was in hand, and so we didn't expose Dave to any play in the last quarter.
You said with Tex that it was your call. Did Tex want to go back on and play in the second half?
Oh, he had some awareness, and once he has awareness, you've got to look after the player as well, and we just didn't think it was worth taking the risk with him.
Even though you were in control for most of the game, they had quite a few inside 50s.
Yep.
Did that worry you?
Oh, I think it ended up being they had 40 odd for the night. Probably the second half they started to generate some, and some of it was off the back of some of their pressure and some of our poor ball use. I felt we at times turned the ball over in some poor spots, which maybe allowed them to get some more field position than we would have been ideally allowing. But that's the flow of the game at the moment. The game is so tight and so even. You've only got to be off for 10 minutes and you're off around the contest for a period and you lose some field position, you're off on some of your skills and you'll get some turnovers, and the transition side of it just stands out. So I think we're seeing that in all games now. There's the ebb and the flow of the game is because the sides are so evenly matched, you don't have to be far off and you can be on the back foot pretty quickly.
Well, you've got Carlton next week, so Bryce gives a play against his former club for the first time. What will his emotions be like, you think?
I mean, you have to ask Bryce that, to be honest. All I can say is that he's come into our footy club, and as I've said previously, we were keen to get him on board, and he's come in and really fitted in beautifully. To be honest, he's come over, and it's a bit of a fresh start for him to come in and make your way in a new footy club where you don't know people. And even though he's been in the system for a while and he's played over 200 games, there's always that challenge when you come into a new club to sort of earn your stripes, if you like, and earn the respect of the guys you're playing with. And he certainly, was really strong on doing that. And the way he's attacked his training from virtually day one, he's done that, and his form sort of is a good guide to the work he did and how he's now held within the group.
Has he been surprised better than expected? Yeah.
I don't know if it's better than expected. I think he's adapted really well. I mean, early days there's a change to how we play slightly differently to Carlton. But as an experienced player and a guy that clearly has proven over a long period is a high quality player at the level, we probably expected him to come in and be able to do that. And then there's the leadership side of it as well. So it's probably not for me to judge whether he's done better than expected. I guess that's when we brought Bryce in. He's playing to the level that I thought he was going to be capable of doing.
With Tom Lynch tonight, the Gold Coast Tom Lynch, was the plan always to put a lot of physical pressure on him? Because it seemed like whenever he sort of was, getting close to the ball, he was getting bumped or harassed, and you guys did a great job at really getting him off his game a little bit. Yeah, there's no particular focus on that. I think, in the case of Daniel Talia, who played with him, I thought he did an outstanding job, to be honest. He was, from early on, he sort of had a really strong focus on that one-on-one, and he did a good job for us.
Next week, do you get any players back?
Hopefully, yes. I think sort of Eddie should be fine to go next week, and at this stage Rory's progressing well, so there's a couple. Trying to think who else is.
Curly Hampton played well in reserves yesterday.
Curly played yesterday in the reserves as well. We had Lockie Murphy, who was a holdout this week, who's obviously played some AFL footy for us, so we'll just assess the list and see how guys come out of training. We obviously got 7 days till Carlton. We get a session on Monday and one on Wednesday, and go from there. Is Rory Sloane's injury, is that like just a week-by-week proposition at the moment, or are you confident he'll play next week?